What's going on, guys, and welcome back to totalozspurs for the match preview for the Sheffield United game. I got my boy Jason. Just before I get into you, bro, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Make sure like our videos, get those notification bells. And look, we're on the road to 200 followers, so please, guys, it'll really help if you get those followers up. But before that, Jason, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. International break is over, so we are
Mm-hmm.
back with Tottenham, and I think every Tottenham fan, for the first time in a couple of years, is excited to get back into it with Tottenham. But apart from that, bro, I'm doing good.
No, that's good, bro. That's good. Well, you've said it. International breaks over. Premier League's back again. We can finally get back into this Ange ball that we've been enjoying. So we'll get into it. Uh, Far from that, we're gonna. I think the injury list still looks the same. I'm presuming. Bentacore, Hill. I think they're still out at the moment. I think for what for what I looked at the list, it looks like there's still injury. But other than that, we got no serious injuries. I think Ramirez recovered from his one. I think Sonny. I think the whole Sonny one was just a bit of up in the air. But I don't think there's too much into it. But apart from
Yeah,
that,
I think you're right. I think the Sunny one was a bit overreactive. He went down during training, and then apparently 3 minutes later he was back up training. So I think that was a bit of a scare because of the Richarlison situation. And before we get into the Sheffield preview, I do want to we should touch on the Richarlison thing, right? Because
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah, for
comments, his
sure.
comment. So, yeah, man, I'll let you take it away with the comments, and then I'll.
Yeah, 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 no, well, I think he came out and said he needs a bit of psychological help. A bit of
Yeah.
help from his mind. And how do you feel about that? I feel like maybe that's why he's kind of lacking in playing so well. Maybe that's why he can't fulfill those goals. Or what do you reckon? What do you reckon? It's because of that. That's that mindset of his now. That's kind of probably put him on the back foot. Behind Sun and that.
Look, I think it's a combination of things, right? Yeah. Price tag always lays a burden on people.
Hmm.
Being £60 million price tag last year, being like the main acquisition for Tottenham, with everyone being like, oh, Richarlison's son Kane, it's going to be the new front three, best in the league. Put that lightly and loosely in brackets. Um, it can psychologically, the way his season went last year, didn't perform too well. Scored 2 goals against Marseille and then scored one against Liverpool, which turned out to be null and void because they went and scored 2 seconds later to win the game. Big ups to him for starters. Anyone that's struggling mentally, do seek help. He's identified that he's struggling mentally, and I've always thought it's a bit of a confidence thing. He's trying too hard. He's fighting his own demons to score goals, and he's just not letting it happen. And that's what happens with players. There's players, like Ronaldo, like Kane, that can kind of force themselves out of a rut.
Yeah.
Whereas there's players that, even like you look at Dele Alli, like once his mental game was gone, he just capitulated. And I think it's the same for Richarlison. And Ali's come out recently and said that he's in a much better way, playing, feeling like he's a lot more confident again in himself because
Yeah.
he's opened up about those demons. And I think the same thing can happen to Richarlison. And big ups to him for coming out and saying that he needs psychological help and that he feels like that's something that's going to help him in the future. And look, he's not the only person that said something like this, and it's a bit different. But I'm going to compare it to Emerson Royale. When Emerson Royale first started with us, wasn't playing well, was getting ridiculed by fans and pundits alike. And the guy, obviously it's not to do with his mental game; it was more to do with his actual physical game. But the guy went out and publicly said, "I'm going to do what I need to do to get better." And he has improved since then. He spent £1 million out of his own pocket for hydrotherapy, training harder. He became
Yeah.
fitter, and
Yeah.
it seems like these Brazilian guys, graft.
Yeah.
There's players that don't need to, players that don't want to. But look, man, I hope Richarlison gets the help he needs because we're we're sunny injury away from having no one be able to score up goals up front. So I'm hoping he comes back to London and he sorts himself out.
Well, he did say that. He said he's going to come back to England. You know, sort himself out, get his mind ready, get his mind on the game, and look, hopefully he does it. To get back to where he was playing at Everton. Scoring goals. Come in the middle, scoring goals. So look, I agree with you. I think he deserves the best help he can get and make sure he's mentally, physically ready to go for the game if he's going to be available. But other than that, we'll get on to the game. You've got Sheffield United. How you feeling about it, bro? Going into it, how you feeling about it?
I'm feeling confident if we have everyone back, which I think we do, and the
Yeah.
likes of Sonny, Kulu looked like he had a decent game for Sweden. Basuma at Mali, Romero played it well again for Argentina, even though they got Bolivia were just like about trying to snap ankles in that
Oh
game.
yeah,
It's
yeah. That
absolutely
was that was
disgusting.
that
It's
was bad.
international friendly, guys. Like, calm down. Like, I understand it. South Americans are very hot headed, very competitive, but like they looked like they were going out to injure him, and we're lucky that he didn't get injured. But
Yeah.
look, I'm confident. I feel like the way we're playing at the moment, the way they feel around the club is in terms of fan base. Don't get it wrong. Just because we're all feeling good and happy that Levy doesn't Levy gets a pass, because everyone seems to think that because we're happy with what's going on at the moment, Levy gets a pass. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Levy does not get a pass. However, I'm excited to see Brendan Johnson come in. Me and Brad had a little chat today about if Sonny is injured, and I wouldn't mind seeing Brendan Johnson come in the middle, if that's the case. And even though Solomon had a good game last game, it might be be a bit of a surprise if we see Johnson on that left instead of Solomon. But I'm excited. I think with this first time in a couple of years where I can sit there and go, you know what, like, I feel confident. I feel confident in the team. I feel confident in the players. I'm not too worried about the game, because I do think we're going to control the game. Yes, there's going to be goals. They're probably going to score against us, but I'm confident.
Yeah. No, I'm the same as you. I feel like this year could be, one of those years where we're not too overconfident, but I feel like in certain games we can go into and go, look, I'm confident about that game. I'm confident about this game. So I mean, look, yeah, I'm the same, man. Like, it's good to actually feel like they have that confidence, going into a match where last year we go into every match, we're like, we're not confident. I'm not confident. And it was just like it was such bad, bad taste. But no, I think with the players that are coming back, it could be really good. But I think, as we said before, we are basically, with our centre back options, we are pretty much one injury away from, it could be a disaster. So I mean, we just gotta be careful. Really gotta be careful what we do, what we play. So I mean, but you could be right. I think if Johnson comes in, I think Solomon might get pushed out. But and then also if Sonny's injured, it could mean that Johnson could come in and play that centre role, or maybe Richarlison could. We don't know. We really don't know. But from the last record they had, I think they beat us 1-0 last year. I think it was a cup. I don't think it was a cup game. I think it
Yeah,
might have.
I think it was a cup because they were in the championship last year, so they
Yeah,
came up. Um,
but yeah,
but
we
no,
lost it.
yeah, I think we haven't had a good record against Sheffield, or
No,
lower teams that have come up. We've always seemed to underestimate them. Look, I'm not underestimating Sheffield. I just think that the way we're playing, the back four, Adoji. If there's no injuries to Adoji, Porro, Van de Ven, and Romero before the game on Saturday, I'm quite confident that and Vicario. Let's not forget that Vicario has played fairly well. Bit shaky his first game, but his next three games have been solid. The guy has been, I wouldn't say very impressive, but he's. Me with. And then our midfield, like, come on, Saar, Basuma, Madison. I've got to say though, like, Gareth Southgate, man, like,
mm,
I'm going to go on a little rant because I'm English, and bloody hell, this guy says that Phil Foden can't play on centrally or on the left because something about Pep, and he plays Madison on the left hand side of a front three when Madison plays disgusting in the middle. His best midfield three is Bellingham, Rice, and Madison. Bellingham, by the way, that guy, on
there's
my
talent.
days,
There's
that
talent.
guy is the best young midfielder in the world, hands down. The way he dominates the game. He's already scored like 4 out of 5 games for Real Madrid. This kid is special. And I think he's going to be a Galactica. I think he's going to be on the same echelon as Zinedine Zidane the way he's going. I know it's a Tottenham channel, but bloody hell, we got to give raps to Bellingham. But going back to what I was writing about Southgate, he's not like Maddison needs to play in that central role. And the thing is I think you can play an alternation of front three. I don't want to see Richarlison in there, especially with his mental health at the moment. Maybe he does need to be taken out from the limelight, taken off the spotlight, the pressure. And we do have Liverpool. No, we have Arsenal after Sheffield. Yeah. So I'd rather see him, a fiery Richarlison, come back for that off the bench. I do think it'll be Sonny, Solomon, and Kulu. I don't think Solomon deserves to be dropped. However, I will understand if Johnson gets brought in. I'm excited to see him come on because Johnson can come on in the 60th minute if we're controlling the game and absolutely pull off some wicked stuff. So it's exciting as a Spurs fan for now, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves. We do have Arsenal straight after, and that's a game that's going to indicate, because they aren't playing too well this season, but they're on level points with us. There's going to be a bumpy couple of weeks for us at Tottenham.
Yeah. Well, I think you pretty much said your lineup. You've basically said your lineup. So
yeah,
and me, I think probably the same lineup as Burnley, except for Solomon. I think we might see Johnson come in. On the left, and then also, or we can switch it by be Johnson and Sonny on the left. So I mean, look, I'm very excited for this game. I think it's a 12 a.m. here in Australia, midnight. But then Sunday morning, we are playing at home, which is, first game back after international break at home. So I'm very, very happy. But other than that, we're not going to go for too long, guys. It's just a little quick short video for you guys. Other than that, anything else has caught your eye about international break, or anything else you got to look forward to?
I will big up, guys. If you are watching this video, make sure you do catch us before the live watch along. We have our show on the Hotspur Hood, Spurs Down Under. I want to put out a call for any rival fans that are based in Australia that do end up watching this video or any of our videos. And we want to get some Aussie guys on our Spurs talk show, Spurs Down Under talk show on the Hotspur Hood. So please make sure you catch us there at 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which will be 1 p.m. in the UK. This would be 2 hours before kickoff. We'll be on there for about an hour and a half. Talking Spurs, and then we'll even get the live lineup for you guys on that show. But coming from Tottenham, look, I won't spoil too much because I've got some stuff for that show. But this Sheffield game, I think there's not really too much to worry about. I just think we can't be complacent against Sheffield. We do have to. I think we have to go into that game treating it like every other game that we have this season, like it's going to be a tough game. Every game's tough in the Premier League. If we go in there and we do our job and we don't, we don't try and be too cocky. I think that's what I noticed in Basuma the other week when we were playing Burnley. I felt like he was too overconfident in the first 20 minutes, and it was trying to just dribble out of everything and nearly cost him a few mistakes. Obviously, he's good enough to retain that ball. So I want to see a good midfield display, but I also want to see some goals from the front three. Like, I know Sonny got a hat trick, but I want to see Kulu on the score sheet. I want to see Solomon on the score sheet. If Richarlison comes off the bench, I want to see him on the score sheet, or Johnson. I think we need to get our front three starting to score a bit more and be a bit more clinical and direct in that final third. That's all I can really say on the Sheffield game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, we just need our front three to start scoring. And, I also want to see Basuma control that midfield like he's been doing it before. And the likes of Maddison and was it Sarr coming through? So I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting game, and I can't wait. So I think we're gonna wrap it up there, guys. I think I can hear my son crying in the background, and we gotta wrap it up there. So make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, guys. Make sure you comment down below on this video. We are on the road to 200, guys. So please, this will really help if you post our videos out there, share it with your friends, share it to whoever, We will be doing our show live show on Saturday. So yeah, please join us on that. And Jason, thanks again for joining me, my friend.
Thank you,
Sure, I'll
bro.
see you on Saturday. Sure, I'll
You'll
see you on
see
Saturday.
me. You'll see me Saturday. I'm always there.
Copy that. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe again, guys. And as we always say here at Totalozspurs, stay Spursy.
Stay Spursy, guys.